the most is that I know you're going to come here and you're going to catch up with your mates and you're going to have a good time, and that's fantastic. But are you going to get really deep and vulnerable with each other and really help each other out as peers?
He just made a connection with the group that was so instantaneous.
It's about the 7,000 people that are in this room that's going to make a difference to your life in the next couple of days. Because here's the deal. The smart guys aren't on stage. Let me just step off for a minute. They're never on stage. The smart guys sit beside you. I want you to get vulnerable with each other. I want you to acknowledge this for me right now, quickly. I want you to turn to the person beside you right now and say, I've heard you're the smartest person in the room. It's always good. You can spot the good mates, like really close friends sitting beside each other that have been mates for years, a couple over here. I'm not going to say that to you. The smart guys are sitting right beside you. I want you to do two things for me. I want you to open up and use that people power to drive your business to achieve the things in life that are important to you. Because I know that so many people are going to take so many notes over the next couple of days. You're going to be so excited about the things you've learned. And the challenge you've got is when you get back to your businesses, when you walk in the front door of that office, whether you're a broker or an agent, I don't care, the biggest challenge you've got is actually facilitating change.
Been there, done that. You know, he's lived it. He's walked the walk.
I used to go to 2 or 3 conferences a year just to try and improve myself as a business person. And the same format used to happen. I'd get on the plane and I'd go through my notes and I'd be really excited about all the great changes that I was going to make in the business when I got home again. And I was having this proud father moment when I was sitting in the plane, looking back over my notes and really excited about some of the things we're going to do. And I reflected on the last couple of years of changes that we'd made in the business as a result of coming to a function like this. And I went very quickly to a dark place, because what I realised was that I got back from a number of these functions, I'd made a number of changes in the business, but none of them stuck. They just faded away. I started writing a list of things down. Of all the things we'd done, I realised that, well, that worked for about 3 weeks. We did that for about a month, and then we kind of forgot about it. Well, no one really took ownership of this idea, and so it just kind of faded away. And I started to recall the formula of what happened when I got home from these functions. And it would be the same thing every time. I'd get back to the office, I'd be really excited, I'd race into the front door, I'd grab everybody and take them into the boardroom and go, right, I've just been to this function, it was so good, I learned so much stuff, and here's what we're going to do in the business. I'd just blurt these ideas out of them, and you can almost see him in the back of the room going, oh yeah, he's been away with his mates again for a few days, drinking booze. Yeah, boss, that's a great idea, fantastic, no worries, you know, knowing full well that in a few days it'll be okay, he'll forget about it next week. And that's exactly what would happen every single time. And then I started to get a little bit worried. I thought, well, what was driving the business then? If we didn't have these things that were being changed, what was really causing our success? Because we had a reasonable amount of success in our companies, but I didn't know why. So not to be defeated, I actually started to write some little notes for myself. I started to write these little charts up with a little bit of an idea of where the business was going great, when it wasn't going great, in an effort to try and match that to the changes I'd made in the business when I came back from the conferences. And unfortunately, none of it matched. When we had these great times in business, it had nothing to do with me implementing change in the business. When we had these bad times in business, had nothing to do with the changes in the business. We were just stumbling from one win to the next, one new client to the next. When we had a problem in the business, we'd just pedal a bit harder and sell more stuff. There was no strategy. There was no vision, there was no forward thinking, it just kind of happened around us. The really sad part for this was that we had 4 different companies at this time. One of them was a real estate brokerage, one of them was a leading franchise consultant business in Australia that used to consult to the franchise community and build franchise operating systems. We had an advertising and marketing agency, and we'd just bought a technology company that specialised in web development and application development. And the business was a good little business, it just wasn't trading very well. 3 out of 4 of my companies were involved in offering services and advice to other businesses to help them grow. And yet I had no idea how we were growing our own business. And that made me very nervous. Because if I didn't know what I was doing in business, and if I had no vision and strategy, then how could I possibly engage others in the same way? How could I possibly lead our clients to a better place? And I thought, we've got a problem. So I set about creating a personal plan. Now the reason I want to talk to you about this is, that we always have a business plan. We have business metrics. We have things we do in business that we check off that help us manage or measure our success or our growth. But we rarely stop and do a personal plan. So I decided I was going to do this one-page plan on how I wanted to manage me to help with my personal vision. This was important to me because I figured if I could work this bit out, then the business plan should be easy because I would give the business plan some purpose. Because without vision, I can't possibly lead people. And particularly in a time like this, we get caught up in what's important here. And, you know, my race driver instructor, because I'm an amateur motorsport guy, I got a race car in Australia I get back to infrequently. I was telling him the story about how I think I might need more vision in my business. He said, well, you need more vision in your driving too, because you suck. And I said, well, what do you mean? He said, you're worried about the accident. You're watching the bumper bar of the race car in front of you. You're worried about not hitting that bumper bar. And I said, well, of course I am, because he's in front of me. I'm doing 150 mile an hour. He said, no, I want you to look 3 and 4 turns down the track. That's how you're going to win the race. Stop trying to avoid the accident and start focusing on winning the race.
The presentation was awesome because it was succinct and to the point.
Now this is challenging because most of us, unfortunately, live a lot of our lives down here because we get caught up on the treadmill of life and we go and go and go and go and go because we're driven by that. That's why you're here. You are here because you like being the best of the best, and that's great. What I'd like you to look at in the next couple of days is how you're going to give that purpose. That's going to help with this whole person philosophy.
Yeah, great energy and very intuitive and kind of a deep thinker, which is, it's nice, it's refreshing.
So now we work out what we're doing it for, the purpose. Let's start driving it. Now here's the problem we have in business. Typically what we do is we go out there and we market the business because we think marketing is going to make money. And if we make money, all the problems go away. Because if we make money, then our financial problems are solved. Once we've got the finances coming in, we're making money, then let's go and find the people to help fulfill the duties that we need filled to service our customers, because now we've got them coming in. And then along the way, we'll adjust the operational plan a little bit to make sure we accommodate with these extra staff that we've brought on. And then, when we've got this thing humming, then I'll have the time to sit down and create a good strategy for my business. But the reality is that with the information you're about to get in the next couple of days, I need you to reverse engineer this a little bit for me if you're really going to make an impact. I want you to start with what you typically do last first. Then you'll be able to put the plan in place with the platform that you already have. Then we'll work out how we can maybe display that to the people we lead. We've applied the same philosophies in this business that the same thing must happen every day. We've got moments in time where these guys connect. We have moments in time, we have a sales meeting at 8:15 every Monday. Full stop, everyone knows it. We have daily sales huddles every morning at 8:15 for 5 minutes where we go through the roadblocks that we are likely to experience that day. We have administration meetings in exactly the same fashion every week. Finance meetings in exactly the same fashion. Operating meetings in exactly the same fashion. It's consistent, they know it, it's coming, it's happening. That's just the way we do things around here. That is our DNA.
It really connected for me on a personal level on the things that I need to change.
Everybody's got a business card, for sure? Yep. If you've come to this event without a business card, we have a name for you in Australia. We would call you a wombat. And for those of you who don't know what a wombat is, it's a small furry creature, kind of cute, quite friendly, but not very bright. Pull out a business card for me, everybody. We get the lights up again. Hold your cards up. Right, now what I want you to do is I'd like you to turn to somebody you don't know around you and swap cards with them right now. Very quickly. Good game's a fast game. Where you go? On the back of that new card you've got, here's what I want you to do. I want you to write, call this guy Monday. Call this guy Monday. And I want you to ask that person one question. And the one question is, what are you going to change? And if there is nothing else that you've got from me in the last half hour we've spent together, please walk out of this room, take those business cards, have those conversations, write that plan, find those 30 minutes and make a commitment to make a change with the fantastic information you are about to receive at this year's annual meeting. Thanks for sharing half an hour of your life with me. I'll see you in Speaker's Corner.
phenomenal energy.
He's so inspirational. He rocks for small business.